morning, everyone. Welcome back to Weather on the Go, all your weather coverage. It is February 28th here with a bonus day tomorrow with leap year on the 29th tomorrow. And then we start March as we go into Friday. And in today's forecast, we will be talking about a significant storm system that is not only bringing a brief cool down to the United States, but more severe weather today and a new warm up with a new storm system as we go into this weekend and next week. We'll dive into those details in today's weather forecast. So good morning, everyone. If you are new to the channel and you like detailed weather breakdowns across North America throughout the year of 2024, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below, and we will keep these accurate weather forecasts coming for you throughout the year. Also, make sure to press the like button down below. It helps out more than you know. So let's get into the weather forecast here. A very potent storm system and a very powerful cold front is moving through the eastern U.S. here as of this morning. And just to put this into perspective, look at all of these strong wind gusts this storm system and associated cold front is bringing to the eastern U.S. this morning. Anywhere in the pinks and purples or reds here are at least seeing 30 to 40 mile per hour wind gusts, if not stronger. And up here into the northeast and the mid-Atlantic, we are seeing wind gusts here going through your Thursday time frame on the 29th of February, over 50, perhaps over 60 miles per hour as this powerful front moves through. And you'll feel it as well, because this morning we were waking up in Chicago and Cook County at 30 degrees. We were in the 70s on Tuesday with severe weather into northeastern Illinois. So a dramatic cool down. And if that's not enough, the wind chill factor in Chicago is 17 this morning, above zero. So that is just adding insult to injury. And look at the sharp gradient with our wind chills. We're going from 32 degrees in Indianapolis, just a few hours west. We're below zero with our wind chills in the Hawkeye state of Iowa. So just an incredible front here this morning, but a strong storm system for an early severe weather event yesterday. We did have a regional tornado outbreak across northern and northeastern Illinois, and this did include the western suburbs of Chicago, and we had 6 tornadoes reported. This number is likely to grow, but definitely seeing a lot of severe weather reports, especially centered across northern and northeastern Illinois from your Tuesday time frame. Here's where we sit right now. Here's the current weather conditions across the country. You can definitely see where that cold front is. A line of strong to severe storms continues to rumble across the Ohio Valley down into the Tennessee River Valley this morning, mainly producing damaging winds, heavy rain, and large hail, but a couple isolated tornado spin-ups are still possible as of this morning. Snowfall, as that crashing temperatures will be pushing in on the backside, that will be moving through Lake Michigan and into western lower Michigan this morning. So definitely a very dynamic storm system here. And looking at this right now, we are actually seeing a marginal risk of severe weather, a level 1 out of 5 on the scale this afternoon from portions of New York State and all the way up into Vermont, all the way down here through eastern and central Pennsylvania, through West Virginia, into portions of eastern Kentucky and middle and eastern Tennessee. And this does include the threat, a low-end threat, but a threat nonetheless, of tornadoes for portions of western West Virginia near the Charleston region, getting into extreme southeastern Ohio and eastern Kentucky. So we'll continue to monitor that through today. So looking at precipitation going through this afternoon, that line of showers and storms will continue to move further to the east, and there could be some severe weather associated with this. Not every one of these storms will be severe, but if you do get under a severe thunderstorm warning or a tornado warning, make sure you do heed the warnings and go to the lowest, most interior room and away from windows as possible with these storms. And then as we go into tonight, much quieter, but you're going to feel the winds across the northeast as that cold air rushes in. will change some of that rain over to snow, and some lake effect snowfall will be possible across western New York and northwestern Pennsylvania near the Erie, Pennsylvania region as we go into tonight. And looking at Thursday across the U.S., we're going to reset and reload the atmosphere. Very quiet across most of the country, some precipitation across the southern plains, and a new storm system moving into the west. This will be the main driver in our forecast late this weekend and into early next week. So let's talk about that here and looking at early March. This is Friday, March 1st, and looking at the synoptic pattern, this is much of a look that we saw earlier this week here. We saw a ridge of high pressure across the east bringing our record warm temperatures. That looks to bring more record warm temperatures as soon as Friday across the eastern U.S., but look off to the west. Another big bowling ball trough will be moving in from the northeast Pacific Ocean and the Alaskan area all the way down into the western portions of the U.S., and this will lead to another period of some very warm temperatures, record-breaking warmth again for especially the northern U.S. and the eastern U.S. during the weekend time frame. So looking at Friday, here are your highs. We're kind of transitioning back from the colder weather that we have midweek and then getting back into above normal territory. We're into the 50s across most of the upper Midwest, the Ohio Valley, down here into the southeast, 60s and 70s returning across the western high plains and the southern plains on Friday. Going into Saturday, more widespread mid-70s across Texas up into Oklahoma there. 60s stretching up into the Midwest and the Central Plains. And then as we go into Sunday, look at that. We're back to 70 in Des Moines, 71 there into portions of Omaha, and into the 70s across the majority of the Central and the Southern Plains. And this will set the stage for a bigger storm system here for the weekend. Out west first with some heavier snowfall out here, and then that storm system will eject across the northern high plains and into southern Canada early next week, Monday into Tuesday time frame. So let's walk you through our next storm system this weekend into early next week. Pretty quiet across the eastern U.S. outside of a few scattered showers or storms here, not that big of a deal. Our attention is out west. A lot of energy coming in with that bowling ball trough, and you can see a lot of heavy snow out here into the Pacific Northwest. This could include, again, the Cascades into Washington State and Oregon, and the Sierras in California, getting some very respectable snow on Saturday. Then as we go into Sunday, that stripe of snow stretches from southern Canada back through the Rockies and the Pacific Northwest here. Surface low tracking from the lee side of the Rockies up into the northern plains on Sunday. That'll set up the warm sector of the storm again across the plains and into the Mississippi Valley. We'll have to watch, especially into Monday here. Right now, seeing not much of a precipitation signal, but we'll continue to keep an eye on it here even as we go into that Tuesday time frame. And then look off to the west again, just another wave train of storms moving in as we get toward the middle of next week. But the concern is early next week here. There is some signs of some potentially severe weather, especially across the southern and maybe central U.S. There is some CAPE values, convective available potential energy, that could support some thunderstorms and thus severe weather early next week. And you can see here a little bit of a difference from this storm system today versus the storm we're looking at early next week. And we're seeing the instability, the highest values displaced further south from the main flow in the mid levels of the jet stream here. And even in the low-level jet, we're not really seeing that strong of a low-level jet. So I do think the severe weather threat early next week will probably be on the lower side compared to what we just saw yesterday on Tuesday across northern Illinois. But we'll continue to monitor it. Severe weather forecast from Sunday the 3rd through Tuesday the 5th. There is some chance, a low chance right now, of severe weather from the middle and the lower Mississippi Valley back into the eastern plains. We'll continue to monitor it as we go closer to the weekend, but right now looking like a low potential. Overall, over the next 7 days between now and next Wednesday on March 6th, essentially the first week of March, we're going to be seeing some pockets of some heavy precipitation, but notice the middle of the country here gets skipped out on with the heavier precip. And look out west, very heavy precipitation for western portions of Washington State, Western Oregon into northern and coastal California here. Some of that bleeds into Idaho, into western Montana, into Utah and Nevada, western portions of Wyoming. A lot of areas out here seeing some very heavy precip, and across the Gulf Coast into the southeast seeing some very healthy totals as well across Mississippi and Louisiana, getting into Alabama, Georgia here, and into Florida with this pattern. And then looking at the snowfall side of things, it's primarily out west. That's where the cold air aloft will be, with that trough centered out west during this period. And this could result in very nice numbers out here for snowfall totals across the Cascades, into the Pacific Northwest, and the Sierras. Some of these areas could see several feet of snow through that 7-day period through next Wednesday. So definitely seeing that. Looking longer range and towards that second week or so of March, still continuing to see a signal for high pressure ridge across the Northeast, well above normal temperatures. Wouldn't be surprised to see more record warmth across the Northeast and Great Lakes during this period, and another trough coming in off the West Coast, and this could lead to another period of active weather as that trough ejects across the middle of the country during the second week of March during that time frame. And you can see that here, the active southern stream is going to be very active, very high precipitation rates across this region, and this could lead to some flooding as we have repeated rounds of showers and storms and heavy rain going in towards the middle of March. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you appreciated today's weather forecast, and if you do like these detailed weather breakdowns, be sure to hit the subscribe button down below. We will keep you covered right here on this channel for accurate weather forecasts throughout 2024. Make sure to hit the like button down below. It helps to get all of this information passed along to more and more people, and I hope everyone has a wonderful rest of their week out there.